we're done. I think we're done anyhow. Pretty sure we are, but you never know. Other projects on the camper aspect of this truck may come up later. But for now, at least what I wanted to accomplish has been accomplished. In the first video, I showed you how I measured this space and then measured the components that are required in there and then laid out a plan and then executed the layout plan. On the second video, I showed you how I built a distribution box for the power, for the things that I'm going to be running in the back of the truck. The third, I showed you one of the most critical aspects, I think, and that was curtains. Covering the windows up. It's more than just aesthetics. It's also making it easier for me to rest at night. I'm sure for people that sleep in a vehicle also would like to have such a thing. And it's a secondary is also keeping some of the heat out. During the day, I expect to be leaving the curtains pulled down when I'm at the drop zone because I don't want the things in the back here overheating. The more sunlight you let in, the more heat you're gonna get in, of course. And now we're on the wrap up, I'm pretty sure anyhow. Truck is kind of empty because guess what? It's still a pickup truck. I still use it to do things that I would use a pickup truck to do. Case in point, this week I had to go to the hardware store and get a bunch of stuff for the garden, and the stuff in the back of the truck had to come out. It is a perfect opportunity for me to show you how easy it is to load this thing back up and have it ready to use as a sleeping vehicle. I'm gonna speed this process up. I'll give you the actual time down here, but in practice in the past, it's been about 4 minutes or so to put it back the way it's supposed to be for the purposes of going camping in it. Let me show you what I got. There you have it, fully loaded. About 3 minutes and 40 seconds all told, and that was juggling around for having to not hit the tripod while I did this. Now let's talk about the budget. In the video title, I was actually being overly generous, $1,500. Let me explain myself. I've been keeping track of the expense for this indirectly. Basically, oh, I know I have so many bucks here and so many bucks there, but I hadn't written everything down until now. Let me take you through the total expense of doing this with a couple of caveats. The mattress on Amazon was $132. The lumber for the bed platform, $109 at the Homeless Despot. Various screws and whatnot. I already had those, but figuring that you're gonna have to buy some, figure 10 bucks for that. Magnets, there's a lot of magnets, rare earth magnets on this build, $56 total. Epoxy, 24 bucks. I used three double injectors of Gorilla Glue epoxy, the 5-minute stuff that never sets at 5 minutes. The fans, let's see, do I have the fans in the? Oh, I haven't loaded the fans. I didn't detail the fans in the prior video, but there we go, 12-volt fans, 22 bucks. The fridge was one of the saltier bits, 600 bucks, and that is current Amazon pricing. The power distribution box is also kind of a bit to assemble. I had bought all the bits over a couple of weeks and I didn't really keep track of it, but it's 168 bucks to build. The camper top was 50 bucks, the lights were 33, and the curtains were 20 bucks. And I still need to buy another set of curtains, so add another 20 to this. Without that extra 20, I'm looking at $1,224. So call it $1,244 once I add the second set of curtains. Overall, not terribly expensive considering what I'm getting out of it. The one thing that you are gonna go, whoa, wait a minute, what about the battery, Carlos? Look, I'm not counting the battery as part of this build because I didn't build the battery for this specifically. I built it for doing ham radio at the park with really long stints and not having to worry about power. So I'm not including that in the build. If I were to include that in the build, then we're adding another, call it 800 bucks in battery. That would definitely bust 1,500 bucks, but I haven't counted the battery as part of this build in my brain ever. So I'm gonna leave it as such. 1,244 bucks for getting everything done that I want to get done in here. Not too bad, I don't think. Obviously, I'm not counting in the sheets for the mattress because I already had those from having the RV, though. Pillow, same deal. Coverings, utensils, and a little travel stove and everything else. I already had those things that were not part of this project, not included in this, okay? If you want to go include those, well, that's you, okay? On the first video, I noted that I know I have some problems that I need to address. Things like the windows on this camper top leak. They don't leak terribly, but they do leak. And I gotta figure out what search terminology I need to use on Google or on Amazon or wherever to buy the seal that goes around these things. If you know what it is, put it down in the description. I would love to know what it is so that I can actually buy the correct thing. The seal between the camper top and the bed, I've already corrected that. I found when there was a ding on the bed rail, that ding was not allowing for a full seal to happen against the weather stripping on the camper top. I lifted that corner up, put another layer of weather stripping for the camper top on it, and so far so good. It hasn't leaked, knock on wood, so far. With any luck, it won't leak anymore. Is this perfect? No, nothing is. But you know what? It is good enough for the things I want to do with it. If you want to get fancier, you knock yourself out, get fancier, and by all means, make a video about it. Show us what you've done because, maybe we can learn from each other. There is another problem I'm having that I wasn't expecting to have, and that is the lights that I'm using in here. I'm attaching them to the ceiling using 3M command strips, just the hook portion of it, because that was gripping into the carpet that I glued into camper top last year really well, and now I'm finding that as I'm driving around, they're falling off. I haven't come up with a reasonable way of solving that. I tried new command strips, that's not doing it. I don't know what is happening, but it's definitely not hooking. If you have any ideas on how I can fix that, please drop me a comment and let me know, because that one has me scratching my head. I haven't figured out a way of solving that one yet. The other one that I have yet to solve that's not critical is a placement for the fan. I really want to put the fan on that wall towards the ceiling, and I haven't found a way. Command strips are not strong enough to hold it, certainly not considering they're not holding up the lights, and I haven't found another way of hooking things to that ceiling. I know that I can probably pull back that carpet and dress up the area and put some epoxy and a couple of magnets, and that would probably work, but I really don't want to peel the carpet off the roof on this thing. I put it there for the purposes of sound deadening at night and a little bit of a thermal barrier. I don't want to have to unglue it and then re-glue it if I can manage it. If you have a clever idea on how to fix that problem, also drop me a comment down there and tell me how you'd go about fixing it, because it'd be really nice to have a place to just adhere the fans to and be done with it. For now, it's not a big deal. I'm using to attach it to the bottom of the camper topper rail, and it does okay. It could do better if I had it in a different position. That's all I have on this one, folks. Thanks for coming along on the journey, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. 7-3.